Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to Rowena May Inspired. My name is Kelly. I just forgot what I was going to say. Here's our pals, Mr. Wilby, Miss Pickles, and little baby Wilby Pickles. If you're seeing that red live button up at the top, that means you're catching us live. And I hope you are, because we are crafting today with the Mischievous Crafty Friends group. And this is the most mischievous crafty friends that you'll ever meet. And we're doing a Halloween event today, so come on in, friends, say hello when you pop on so I know who's there. All right, I'm going to refresh my screen so I can see some comments. I'm going to be distracted because I got the lions on over here. I know I'm going to be like, oh, let me see if I can get my comments to come up. Hello, Miss Shauna, Miss Glenda, Miss Joanne, how are you, friends? I can see you popping on. See if I can get this to work. I never can because I don't know what it does because it always comes up as a reel. Hello, Miss Teddy Bear, how are you today? Come on, give me a comment, please. I don't know what in the world. There we go. I guess I got to click on the comments. Hello, Miss Kathy, Miss Krista. Oh, okay. Thank you for sprinkling. All right, I think I'm good to go now. I told Mother I was going to be live, so hopefully Mother joins us. So you guys, it's Halloween event today. I'm excited because the craft I'm going to do, I did one earlier I'd never done one before, so I did a little testing to make sure I could do it because I'm like, I'm not sure I know how to do this. It's not hard. It's just if you haven't done it before, you want to practice so you do it good when you're live. So I'm going to move our friends on over here to the right so they can sit on the shelf here and watch. Like they're watching. They're really not. They're looking over yonder. So you guys, we're going to use a paper bag. Who has paper bags? Y'all have paper bags, right? So I'm just going to take this from the beginning because I already have a paper bag cut, but because, if you were wanting to go back and, after I do this, you're like, I want to make one of those, but I need to see how she cut the paper bag. So instead of just, you can get probably 2 of these out of one paper bag. But like I said, I'm going to cut this bag from the beginning. So this bag just came from our Aldi, and I'm going to be making a witch hat out of a paper bag. So this is really cool. I did not come up with this idea. This is a tutorial on YouTube from, her name is Cindy DIY Beautify, I believe is what her page is called. So I just ripped off the little handles off the bag, and then I'm just going to go down. I'm going to cut right down the middle, like on this seam right here. And now you probably could cut other ways, but this is how she did it, so this is how I'm doing it because it worked fine. So just cut down the center, and then you're going to cut your bottom out because you don't need the bottom of the bag, okay? So we're just going to go around. So how's everybody's Sunday going so far? I got up this morning and I was ready to go. I got up and I started laundry and I emptied the dishwasher and I took the bedding off the bed and put new bedding on the bed, and I started dusting. My husband was getting mad because I was moving his stuff off the dresser. Move his things. I need to dust. It's very dusty in our bedroom. Probably we're all coughing and have allergies and everything else. It's too dusty in there. Gotta dust. So I did that. So. Okay, so we're just gonna get rid of this bottom part of the bag. We don't need that. Okay. Probably should be cut on my Aldi bags. Those are the ones you have to pay for. So now you have this huge bag, and you can see the part in the middle. So this is where you can get 2 bags. 2 bags. You can get 2 hats out of one bag, okay? So we're just gonna cut this down the center, and then just keep this one for another craft, okay? Keep it for another one, okay? So now you have your Aldi bag that looks like this. Okay, I'm not seeing any comments now. Is anybody commenting? Let me refresh this. Let me refresh. Oh, jeepers creepers. Yeah, well, I think my screen must have been hosed up there. How's the baby? Hello, Miss Marlene. Hello. Hello. The baby's doing good. I went over yesterday and saw her for a little bit. She's so cute. She's so cute. I got to go over there after I'm done because I have to pick something up for my sisters to take over to them. So I get to see her again today. She's doing good. Okay, so now that we have our bag cut out, we have to take a corner. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of room here to do this because, you know, my table and all the things, but this is how she did it. You know how you have like the little, she put a little string to her pencil, and I just put a little string to my pen. So you just kind of hold it out so that you can make it look like, you know, like your witch hat, okay? So just kind of put your, you know, go out as far as you think you need to. Put your finger right to the corner with your piece of twine, and that's going to let you, well, hopefully if my bag doesn't move, that's going to let you kind of make a, like your little circle. See what I'm doing? It's not straight, but that's okay. Okay? So then you have your little, you see the, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to cut it out. You have your little circle. Oh, that probably wasn't a good one. Hold on. We might flip that over because that part right there, we don't want that to do that. Because I don't know if we might end up needing that part. So let's flip to this other bag. I could already see issues with that bag. All right, let's try this. No, it's going to be that. Let's try this corner down here. This Aldi bag's got a lot of little creases in there. I think it'll be fine. All right, let's do this corner. Redo. Hello, Miss Janet. How are you? When will you get to see when will we get to see a picture? I probably can post a picture. I'm trying to get a good, you know, she sleeps a lot. She doesn't have her eyes open a lot, but oops, gotta go this way. We don't want to do it that way. All right, try again. Okay, we don't need to go out super far. Probably go about right there. Okay, so here we go again. Ready? Whoa, that didn't work. See, now you guys are seeing all my whoops. I didn't do this when let me try this again. I didn't do this when I was on my own, but now that I'm live, I'm gonna flub it all up. Okay, hold on. Get my string straight here. Concentrate. Okay, good enough. We got it. Funny, normally we love crinkle bags, yes. Oh. Well, you could actually crinkle this up, and this is going to kind of look crinkled when we get it going here. We gotta get it going. All right, so I just cut it a little bit. So you're gonna have like this, and it already looks wonky, but it's okay because when you twist it like so, it's gonna form your little cone, right? And there's other ways you could do it. Like you can probably put it around like a foam, you know, like a cone, like from like Dollar Tree or whatever. A sleeping picture is fine. But she's got such beautiful eyes. Okay, so our witch hat needs to have like a point, right? So when you kind of are just kind of twisting it, we're gonna try to get that point up there. Okay, so I think I might just trim that a little bit because it's kind of looking kind of there. All right, so I'm gonna fold this in. Why it's giving me such issues? I'm gonna fold this in here and I'm gonna hot glue it. Now, when Miss Cindy was doing it, she actually just used some regular glue, but the hot glue didn't bother me. And I guess if I have a point, if I have something I don't like here, I'm just gonna fix it when we get it going here. Okay, so I'm just take a little hot glue, just kind of swipe it on there. Don't put it really thick. Okay. Oh. All right, let's see if I got that. All right, so then it has like that little curve in there. Okay. So I got it glued. Red hair. Well, her hair. Hello, Miss Sparky. Her hair, I think, is going to be red, but it's kind of hard to tell right now. It kind of looks dark. But, yeah, I think she's going to have red hair. I mean, I can't imagine she won't. Her mom and her dad both have red hair. She has beautiful blue eyes, though. Both of her parents have blue eyes, so. All right, you see where we're going here with our little witch hat? So we're just hot gluing down this entire little seam where the two pieces meet. Don't burn yourself. You notified mother. Yeah, I sent her a text too, but I don't know if she was. I didn't do too bad. That's not too far off for you know, for our wonkiness. Let me see, a little bit right here. We'll probably do trim a little bit right there. Sometimes it can be like way off, but that doesn't look too bad. Now remember, this is like a primitive. This is going to be a primitive looking witch hat, so it's not going to be all, you know, straight and fancy. It's going to look wonky. You guys know that's what I like. So inside here, where that, you know, is kind of like loose, I'm just going to take a piece of tape. Okay, you can glue it if you want, but I think it's just easier to just take a piece of tape, stick it in there, and then just it holds that piece down. Okay, and you don't have to worry about that. So you just got a little. Hello, Miss Elizabeth. Thank you for sprinkling. Okay, so we've got that all good to go like that. Now we need our little, you know, the brim for our hat, right? So I just, this is one of these plates that I crafted with was sitting over there. I'm like, that's a good size. So we're gonna bring our piece of bag back. So, you know, like I said, you could get one, or, you know, out of one side of the bag, you could get one hat, and then the other side, you could get another one. So just lay something round, okay? It could be whatever size. Well, there's Mama. There's my daughter-in-law. So you guys can ask her how the baby's doing. All right, so I'm just going to take my pen, and I'm just going to trace around so we have the brim for our hats. You guys, we are crafting today with the Mischievous Crafty Friends group, which is run by Miss Krista Vollmer. Crafts by Krista is her page, and we have some quite mischievous friends in this group. Let me tell you what, they are mischievous. We already had Miss Jenny on here from Rose House Crafts, and if she isn't the most mischievous one, then then along comes her daughter, rocking the Cool Cat Ken on the. Cool Cat Ken was mischievously dressed today. And then there was Miss, Pete. Miss Janice. I almost forgot her name for a minute. Miss Janice. She was up. J Will Creation. Oh, good Lord. You know J Will. She was just up. She took a pumpkin out of her garden and she did some decoupaging of a napkin on it. And then she put some of her beautiful flowers, because her and her husband have this beautiful flower and pumpkin and all kinds of goodness farm going right now. It's awesome. So she used some of those beautiful flowers in her pumpkin. Baby girl is great. Currently milk drunk and sleeping so well. She's caught on. Apparently, she's caught on to the baby's name, Miss Debbie, is Eleanor Louise. I like to call her Ellie Lou because I think it's so stinking cute. But yeah, I think she's caught on to the breastfeeding now, and she's loving it. But I really got a good picture yesterday of her with her mama. She held her head up. She was looking right at EY. She was just like holding her head up. She was just looking at her like, that's my mommy. Oh my gosh, it was so sweet. So sweet. Okay, you guys, look. We've already got a hat. Hello, Miss Marilyn. So we're going to take I'm going to do something a little different with this one than I did with the other one, because the way that it was kind of taught in the video, you could do this part after you glued it together, but I think it would be easier to do it right now. So I just put a little slit in the middle with my knife, my little X-Acto knife, and then I'm just going to just kind of cut a square so that we can open the middle of this hat, right? So it'll be open underneath, so when we kind of display it, we can put it on something. Something can go up in the middle. Beautiful name. Eleanor reminds me of an old-fashioned name. Yes. Hello, Miss Sandy. Okay. So I'm just going to take some hot glue, And I'm going to put it right on the rim. And there's not a whole lot of surface to glue this to, but I'll show you what I did with the other one. Now, she did a little bit different, but this worked fine for me because you're not going to see it anyway. So just put a little glue on the edge there. Hold it down. Now, it may not be perfectly centered, which it probably isn't because, you know, that's me. It's fine. It's fine. It's a witch's hat. You know, they're not perfect. Congrats on your baby girl. I think she's feeling pretty good. I think she's feeling... That one actually glued pretty well, you guys. That glued pretty well there. Pretty good there. Now, I am going to take my glue gun and just go around the edge just to kind of reinforce it. But you aren't going to see this. We're going to end up covering it up anyway. Now, it did kind of pucker in right there, but again, I don't think we're going to notice it. I'm not going to worry about it. This is a paper bag. The world doesn't end if we ruin it. It's all is well. All is well. All is well. All right. So we're already. You are Pippi. Who's your hub? Who's my hub? My hubby is Grumpa. I think he's Grumpa. He is. That's what he is. Yeah, because I didn't think Grumma sounded like the witch police. The witch hat police will come. Sorry, if I'm being quiet. I'm prepping glue molds for a couple of projects. Nice. Nice. Well, that's okay. You can be quiet. You can be loud. All right. Did I get that on there good? Let me hold this for just a second. The glue's got to stand up. It's got to set up a little bit more before we go. We get too crazy here. Okay. I think I got that good. Let me just trim a little bit. Yeah, I think that where we cut that, it hit it really good. So then there's a little hole underneath there. All right, so now we are going to take some of our black chalk paint. I opened a new bottle of Rich Black. You know, I think this chalk paint actually came from, yeah, he's Grumpa. Isn't that perfect? I think I actually bought this chalk paint down in Jasper when we went on that last retreat, and I just finally opened it because it can only get big jars of this kind of paint. Well, I think I did, or maybe I ordered this off of Amazon. I don't know. But I haven't used it in a while, and I'm getting low on the Waverly, and so I decided that I was just going to go ahead and open up a new bottle for this project because when it gets low, I get black paint everywhere. My grandsons call me Mom's Mom. Mom's Mom. That's awesome. That's so funny, Miss Girl Ruth. Mom's Mom. All right, I'm going to try to use the same brush I used earlier because, you know, I just washed about 55 brushes. Not even lying. Because we crafted a couple times last week and I had a lot of brushes and I was like, oh my gosh, I need a brush washer. I need a brush washer. So you guys, we're just going to go ahead and paint our hat with our chalk paint. Chalk paint works, I think works really great on these and on the paper bag. And it kind of almost makes it look like material when you get, this is a really cool idea. I didn't, like I said, I did not come up with this. I just watched a tutorial when I was like, oh, I want to do a witch hat. And then I started kind of just did a little researching and I found Miss Cindy with Cindy's DIY Beautify. She has a, I don't know if she has a Facebook page, but she has a YouTube channel. So I watched her tutorial. She gave a really good tutorial. I watched it once and I was like, oh, I think I can do that. But then I pulled it up again this morning when I was kind of just doing a practice just to remember exactly how she worked her magic. Sorry, the Lions just scored again. Just had to say that. My husband and I call him his work pal. They are like opposite. Like, he is from Ohio, and you know, my husband's a diehard Michigan fan, and so that guy is an Ohio fan, and so they're opposite. And then his wife is from Chicago, so they're Bears fans, and obviously my husband's a Lions fan, so they're totally opposite. So they're always going at each other. Her name is Eleanor Louise. Eleanor means light. God is my light, and then she says, Louise means renowned. Warrior. Louise is also after grandma. My mom's middle name, mother's middle name is Louise. So, I just get paint on my chin. She is such a beautiful prayer warrior and prayed for Colin and I to come back to the Lord and come back to church years ago. And because of her obedience and persistence in prayer to the Lord's will, Eleanor will get to know, sorry, the comments keep moving it, Jesus, and be raised in the way of the Lord. So that's how she came up with that's how they came up with her name. When you keep crushing and rolling the bags, you feel like, yes, that's right, Miss Cheryl. You can definitely get that effect with that as well, for sure. Yes. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep painting. And then I'll dry this before we flip it over, because I will do the inside as well, like just the bottom side of the brim. All right. There's no black paint in my hands. Ugh. I make a mess. An absolute mess. All right. I think I got it pretty good there. And you'll see what it's already going to start doing. It's going to start curling up a little bit because it's wet. Hello, Miss Liz. How are you, friend? God spoke to me, her name, the day before Mother's Day. So they had this name picked out for quite a while. And now we have Miss Ellie Lou. Isn't this cool? You guys could do this. Easy peasy. Make yourself a little witch hat. Just for cool little decor. I love how it turned out. Like I said, I don't do a lot of Halloween crafts, but I thought this was really cool because I do love primitive. Yesterday, Mother and my sister and a couple of friends went to this craft show, and there was a primitive, they had a little trailer. It was really cool the way they have their crafts set up in this little trailer. I was like, that's what I need, a little trailer. Just pull up in a parking lot with my trailer. You could actually walk through. You go up the ramp, and they had a little out the side door. They let you go out the side. It was super cute. Super cute little setup. Alright, if I can get this all dried. Let's see where we need to go back and hit it again. Hello, Miss Denise. How are you, friend? Alright, now I'm not loving how this sucked in over here, but I think I'll be able to hide it with the material. I'm going to put some material at that edge there. I think we'll be able to hide it. Just want to make sure I don't see any of the paper bag, okay? We're going to get a little curling up here because of the paint, but let's dry this. You guys, what's everybody doing today? Besides watching crafting and probably the men or whoever's watching football. We're actually going to be going to visit my in-laws this afternoon. We haven't seen them in quite a bit. Well, I haven't. My husband's been over there, but I haven't been over there. All right, you guys, now we have to, kind of looks like a cowboy hat. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! No, it's our witch hat. All right, so now we have to go in and cover the bottom because we can't leave this nonsense, right? Can't leave that nonsense. Can't leave it saying Aldi under the witch's hat. No, we can't. Oh, goodness. What's everybody having for lunch? I got up this morning, and yesterday I made a breakfast casserole for my son and daughter-in-law, and I took it over to them, but at the same time I made one for us as well, because I was like, you know what, it does sound really good, because we haven't had it. We usually have this casserole on Christmas morning. It's the casserole we have, so I know my daughter-in-law and my son love that casserole, so I was like, I'll make them some breakfast casserole, because they're doing like a little meal train for them, you know, just to help out with some food for like a week or two, whatever they have it set up for. I think their church set that up. So I did the breakfast this morning, or for them to have this morning. My first thing, I forgot to send the baking instructions. So my first thing, my son sends me a text this morning at like 7 o'clock. What's the baking instructions? Oh, they're ready to eat. So then I baked ours this morning too. It was delightful, delightful. You ate a bowl of grits. You have it upset. Oh no. Breakfast casserole was delicious. I'll text you when I'm on my way over. I will. All right. So it's going to curl up a little bit, but it'll fix. See the black paint? I get it everywhere, you guys. Everywhere. Black paint everywhere. I just can't help it. It's awful. Miss Krista, are you calling somebody trouble? No, Miss Denise was calling Krista trouble. Yes, for sure. I was like, is Krista calling somebody trouble? Because she is the one who's usually in trouble. All right, so let's get this dried up. See if we can get this thing back in looking like a hat. I know this breakfast casserole is get out there. Is you take sausage. You brown up your sausage. And get it all fixed up, and then you take a thing of like Grand's biscuits or whatever biscuits. These came from Aldi, and then you cut those like into like chunks of 4, and you put them in the bottom of your 9x13 pan. Or in the case for my son and daughter-in-law, I did 2 like little 8x8 so they could freeze one and then, have the other one. So then you put when your sausage is all done and you drain it, you put it on top of the biscuits. And then you put like a cup of like shredded cheese on top of that. And then you mix up 6 eggs in a bowl with a half a cup of milk and some salt and pepper. Yeah, Krista is trouble for sure. And then you pour that over that. Okay? You could stop there if you wanted to, because you've got your biscuits, you got your sausage, you got your cheese and eggs. But the best part is you take a package of gravy, like this was peppered gravy. You take your gravy and you make your gravy with the instructions on the package of the gravy. So it's like you take like 1.5 cups of water and you boil it, and then you take your gravy and you put it in a bowl with like a half a cup of cold water, and you mix that up, and then when your water boils, then you add that, and that's how you make your gravy. And then when that's all like lump free, then you pour that over all the rest of it, and then from there you can either just bake it, or I put mine in the refrigerator overnight. It kind of gets all marinated together. It looks all good. And then you have your little casserole, 45 minutes at 350 degrees, and boom, breakfast casserole. It's very easy. I love the easy. I love easy. Easy peasy. Okay, you guys, look. We got our little black. Does it look like a witch hat? Does it look like Miss Gulch's witch hat? The Wicked Witch? Woo! A little hot right there. A little hot right there. All right, let me make sure I got everything covered. Looks like I got a little bit right here I can see in the little seam. I'm going to just go down the little seam a little bit, and then we'll dry that, and then we should be done with this awful black paint. Awful black paint. Yes, it is very good. Very good. I'm going to take some of ours to my in-laws so they can try some of it, because we won't eat it all. We won't. I do bottom layer shredded hash brown, sausage, cheese, and eggs. But gravy sounds... Yes! That sounds so good. I've been making this recipe for... it's been years. Especially on Christmas. That's like our tradition now. And then the baby will be here this year for the tradition. I'm sure she's going to want some. She'll get it, just not straight, right? Second hand. All right, you guys, we got our hat, okay? Done with the black paint. I'm gonna wipe my hands because I get it everywhere. You know, and I looked to see if I had a glove because I was like, if I just put a glove on my hand, but it'll be fine. I should have done that little lotion technique that Miss Lori does. She puts the lotion on her hands and it comes off real easy, but man, it doesn't matter what I do with black paint. I don't get any other paint on my hands like I do the black. I don't know why. It's awful. Caramel apple empanada at Taco Bell. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds delightful. Okay, so let me grab a little more paper towel here to put down because now we are going to go in with some of my grunge. Brought the grunge down. Trying to finish up crocheting a blanket, starting your Christmas gifts early. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so here's our grunge. So we're going to take some of the grunge and we're going to put it over the world. Is our hat bubbling up here? We're going to put it over it and then we're going to cover it with some cinnamon because we got to make our hat look old, right? We can't make it look. We always have monkey bread on Christmas. Buy a frozen microwave kind. Oh, that's awesome. So it's already ready to go. It's like you don't really have to microwave. I've never done it microwave. Mother used to put it in like a bunt pan or whatever, chunk up the biscuits. They probably like really made it a lot easier than how it used to be. All right, so I'm gonna just get some of my grunge mix. Now you're not gonna need like, you don't have to like saturate this, but you're gonna want to get it wet enough so when you put your cinnamon on it, then it will attach. You gotta get it all covered. So try to get it so you get all your little nooks and crannies here covered with your grunge. Now I shook mine up. I shook it up. All right, so that was a little much right there. So just take it and just spread that out. Spread it out. It smells so delightful in here with that grunge and the cinnamon. And I was using it earlier and I was like, oh, I love that smell. It smells so good. It smells so good. It smells so good. I wonder where Mother's at. She didn't hop on. Rude. Rude. Maybe she's napping. I don't know. All right. There it is. It's all covered. I think we got it all covered pretty good. So I'm going to set that over to the side here so we can take some cinnamon to it. Okay. So I got my plate and my cinnamon. Okay. So we're just going to start putting cinnamon on here. So catch it on the plate so that you can put it back in your container, right? Catch it on the plate. Okay. Get it on here. Get it on here. Get it, cover it up really good, but it doesn't matter if it's like really thick because we're gonna wipe it back anyway. We're gonna catch all that cinnamon and put it back in the container, okay? But we're gonna get it covered good to begin with, okay? Get it covered. Oops, that spot. I might have to touch up that top if it didn't get. I might not have gotten a. All right, so I'm going to take my little Hickabilly brush. It's really kind of a soft brush, and just kind of wipe it down. Okay, wipe it down, wipe it back. So we're getting that aged look to our hat, that primitive look. You guys see it? But it's not all cinnamon. Okay. You can always add more if you want. Just knocking that off there. I love the look of this. Love it. Whoops. Whoops. You can see where you still have quite a bit on there. And knock it off. Doesn't that look cool? You can see how much cinnamon we put on there and then we took it right back off. Okay, so while this is still wet, my comments went away. Hello, Miss Teresa. While this is still wet, you want to kind of look at your hat and go, where do I want the front to be? And I think I want my front to be like right there. And I'm going to just kind of give it a little scrunch, okay? And it's going to kind of scrunch down, okay? You know how the witch's hat has like a little, you know, this doesn't usually always stand straight up. You get a little scrunch to it, okay? So it can kind of just be like a little, however you want it to be. I want it to kind of come down a little bit better than that. I'm not loving that scrunch too much. But that's not too bad. It's not too bad. Oh, I like that. That looks good. I like it. I like it. All right, so now I'm going to do a little bit on the bottom side. Underneath here. We're just going to do a little bit on the bottom. Not that you're really going to see this, but I just feel like it kind of gives it that finished look if we just kind of do a little bit of the... Probably really won't even see it. But why not, right? We got this. We got time. What time is it? Yeah, oh yeah, we got time. I might have to end up doing another craft. We might get this done ahead of time. All right, so I'm just gonna actually pick up the cinnamon that's on here and put this on here since it's right here. I'm not gonna get more out. Okay. It smells delightful. Delightful. Well, thank you, Miss Sandy. Super easy. Whoops. Super easy. All right, back with the little hickabilly. That's the name of this brush. This brush came from Lizzie and Aaron's page. We call it the little hickabilly. And I use this to paint furniture. I love this brush. It's really soft brush, so. Okay, like I said, you don't really have to worry a whole lot about underneath here, but I just missed this spot right here, so that'll bug me. So let's just get that on there. God, this cinnamon smells delightful. Aldi has cinnamon really decently priced. I bought a couple of jars of it yesterday because this time of year, you're going through cinnamon a lot with these crafts. All right, let me set that there for a minute. Let me wipe cinnamon dust cloud here. First of all, let me cover him up. And then I'm going to bring all this cinnamon back in. You were going to say that too. I can smell I know. Too bad we don't live close. My Emmy Lou would play with your Ellie. That's funny. All right, all that cinnamon back into your jar. This actually came from Clover Valley's as Charlene would say, Dollar General. Came from the Dollar General. All right, let me clean up this mess because that's the only bad thing. Get cinnamon, you get everywhere. I actually swept the floor underneath my table today because it was so bad. I was like, there was a lot of raffia rage going on underneath there. A lot. Look at that stinking cute hat, you guys. Now it's still a little damp. Let me just kind of give it a little. I'm going to dry it too much because I don't want to blow anything. I just love the look of this. Don't sneeze. Shoot. I love this. I mean, if you wanted to, you could be just done with it now. You could just have this little black hat. Look at that. This little black hat. But we can't be done with it because we have to make it look pretty. Gotta make it look pretty. The way this is, I'm not loving the way this is caving in right here. Come on, witch hat. Don't cave in me right there. Kind of tip it down like so. Just with it being wet is kind of how it just kind of does its own little thing. And it just kind of, yeah, just kind of does its own little thing. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Okay, so I got my grunge out earlier, and I don't know, maybe one of you knows, probably Miss Marilyn would know what this is. This material. I didn't have any cheesecloth, but see this? It's some sort of like, kind of like a linen material. I don't know. I found it in my stash. So I just ripped off some pieces and I shoved it in, because it's kind of gauzy like, but I don't know what it is. I probably got it at an estate sale or something. So I actually pushed it down into my grunge mix and let it sit for a little bit. So then we come up with this, it's not, look at you guys, it's ripped all wonkily, and it smells delightful because it's full of all the cinnamon goodness. So we're going to wrap this around our hat, okay? Hello, Miss Shannon from, oh, you think it's muslin? I can't tell, but look at it, It's kind of got more like, it's got a pattern to it though. Can you see that pattern? Does muslin have a pattern like that? I don't know. It seems thicker than, but I love it. I love it. All right, so we're just going to kind of sit it around the brim, and I'm just going to wrap it, okay? So it comes around the front. And hopefully it's long enough to come all the way around the front. Hopefully we can get it to come all the way around the front, okay? Because I want to be able to tie it. All right, so I'm just gonna take the muslin comes in different weights. Okay. Oh, okay, awesome. I knew you'd know. All right, well then that's what it is. Well, I got that in an estate sale, so that was a good find. Good find. I love your glamour shot, by the way. That was your glamour shot, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was your page with the glamour shot. That was awesome. I love that. Love that. All right, so here's what we have. Now, I might just trim that a little bit. I just kind of trim it on an angle a little bit. And see if I can kind of just fray the edge. So if you want to make some little, Halloween decor, you can make a cute little hat. We're not done yet with it. But look, isn't that cute? I love this. And it's so soft because of getting it wet and then just like manipulating it. Ooh, we did come apart back here a little bit. Let me you won't see that. I'm just going to put a little hot glue on there. And we'll just put her right back together. Put her right back together. Where it bent a little bit, it kind of separated. But being in the back, you don't even see it. It's like the mullet. It's the party in the back. You don't even see the party in the back. Here we go. A little bit more. Gonna hold that for just a second. You like this, Miss Stephanie? Isn't it cute? I love it. I just think it just turned out so cute. I took one I did earlier. I took it upstairs to show my husband. I'm like, look at this. I said, this is a paper bag. I go, isn't that cute? He just kind of looked at me like, it's great. It's great. It's great. He doesn't have the enthusiasm that I do. It needs a spider. It does need a spider. I don't know if I have, I don't know if I have a spider that would actually look good. Now, I thought I would add some of these. I have some little pip berries here that I thought would be kind of cool to kind of add onto it, but I've got some bells. Where did I do? I thought I had one off. This one? Let me see. I thought it would be kind of cool to add just a couple of like little black and beige pip berries on there. Well, for just having just a little paper bag. You can't beat that. Usually you have a paper bag hanging around your house. Even if it doesn't turn out, you're like, oh, that was a paper bag. Okay, well, throw it away and life goes on, right? No harm, no foul. Let's see if I can sit this in here before I glue it and see how it looks. I didn't do this before, but let me try on this one. Let me try and see how it looks. Yeah, I think that'll look cute. Just kind of stick it in there. Or a pet or a cat. You guys want me to put a lot of things on this poor little witch's hat. She's gonna have a headache. She's gonna have a little headache. I am gonna make a little tag, but I think it's gonna maybe say like, I don't know, it'll say like, I don't know. I made one, the one I made before said 31. I put 31 on it. This one might say eek. How's that? Eek. I kind of like that. Hold on, look at that. I just stuck those little berries in there on the side like that. Now, I'm probably going to put, did I get a star out? I had a star out before, but maybe I'll use a bell this time. Because I think what I thought would be really cute is to pull one of these bells off and it actually has little, like, it looks almost like little tendrils on it. I don't know. I know I got this from an estate sale. I grabbed this little guy. It's right. It's only paper. Yep. So you don't, it's like, if it doesn't turn out, you're like, oh, it's just a paper bag from the store. Like, no, you didn't ruin anything. You just cut up a paper bag and, what the heck? Okay, that, oh, there. All right, so let me see if that would look cute right there. And I think that'll look cute right there in the front of our little, let me see. Look at that on there, a little jingly jangly. Well, hello, Miss Brittany. Welcome in. We're in an event today called the Mischievous Crafty Friends Group, and we are crafting Halloween all day today. I'm going to put a little hot glue right here to hold that little end because it's wanting to come on that little bell. Hang the bell from the tip of the hat. Oh my gosh. That's where I should put the spider, shouldn't it? Maybe I need to learn how to make a little primitive spider. Oh, shoot. That's what I need to learn how to do. Alright, I'm just trying to get that glue to set up on there. Because I got some new Sweet Annie yesterday at the one craft show we went to. This lady in the area grows it. Oh, it's so delightful. I actually hung it up upstairs in my kitchen. So, it smells so good. So good. Alright, there's some little bells in the center there. I'm going to glue our little pip berries in here. Well, hello, Miss Michelle. How are you, friend? How are ya? Okay, I'm going to push this down in here like so. Let me show you what I got so far. See if you like it. Okay. Just got our little bells laying right there in the center of our little witch hat. Stinking cute little witch hat. Now, where's that Sweet Annie? Because of course we gotta put some of that in here. This is not the new Sweet Annie. This is Sweet Annie I had from last year, but it still smells delightful. Okay. Oh, I knew there was two little pieces here. Let me stick this in here. Now this stuff you really don't even have to. You could just poke it in. You don't even have to glue it. It'll just kind of slide right in there. This one's gonna be a little bit too long. So you guys just embellish these however, whatever you want to do. Like, how simple and cute is that? Just add your little Sweet Annie, just kind of sticking up on the side like that. You could bring it up straight. My husband decided to get in the shower. If you hear water running, he's literally taking a shower like right here. He's literally right above me, showering. Hope he doesn't fall. Oh shoot. All right, hold on. This is not cooperating. Oh, I didn't really hook that in there, did I? Let me move this little guy, this little pit berry, and glue him in. I didn't have him glued in either. Yeah, I thought this, when I saw the lady, Miss Cindy, make this, I was like, oh my gosh, how cute is that? People are so like, I don't know how you just go, let's just take a paper bag and come up with this primitive, cute little idea like this. But I loved it. Loved it, loved it. But I don't craft a lot of Halloween. And so like when I'm going to be in my craft show that I'm going to be in November, like it's after Halloween. I don't really, I'm trying to figure out how to glue this because I need to glue this to that. So I didn't really, I wanted something that was like, I don't know, just something different. I didn't want a bunch of Halloween-y. Who is on after me? It's done by me, which is Miss Marilyn and Mr. John. They are up after me in the Miss Chibi's Crafty Friends group. So if you're not in the group, get in there because there's crafters all day. You won't want to miss all these awesome Halloween decor ideas. Okay, now I did get that glued in there a little bit better now. All right, so let me go in now with, I have some of this coffee stain. This probably is the muslin, right? This coffee stain muslin. Let me see what I need to do here. I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger because I think I'm going to stamp. Should we stamp Eek on this? I think that's what I want to do. Just to rip a piece of that. Before I cut that down anymore, I'm going to stamp it. Let me grab some stamps here. Oh, what time is it? 2:49. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. Woo! Come back, come back. I should have grabbed these out earlier, but I didn't. Here's the lower half. Now these are, I think I'm going to use these. This would be cute. Let's use these big ones. It's the lower half. I separated that earlier looking. I thought I had numbers, but I didn't have numbers. Where's my black ink? I don't, of all the stamps I have, I do not have numbers. What the heck? Now these are close to my heart stamps that close to my heart doesn't exist anymore. So if you find them, you could probably find it secondhand, like online secondhand, but they don't exist anymore. They went out of business. And I got them secondhand too. Good gravy, you guys. There's just so much stuff. I'm trying to find my block. You know, sometimes you just don't think all the things through when you're like, oh yeah, maybe I could use that, but where's the block? I need the block. Here's the block. There it is. I have a couple. Just put my hands on the one. Okay, so we're gonna start with our little E. Eek. Well, hello, Miss Jeannie from Clifton's Crafty Casa. How are you, friend? Okay, so we're gonna take our E for our Eek. Eek. We're gonna slap that on there, and we're gonna do it again because we need 2 E's for our Eek. And then we're gonna pull that off there. You guys, this archival ink is so dark it will stain like immediately. It's crazy. It's crazy. Do I have an exclamation point on that? Oh, I do. Sweet. Love when a plan comes together. Yes, up next is Miss Marilyn and Mr. John with Done By Me. And I could not tag, for whatever reason, it wouldn't let me tag them. Ooh, my K's a little big. Eek. We're going to do it on an angle. Ooh. Hold on, we're going to do that again. I do my K on an angle because the K is too tall for the material. Eek. All right, but I do have an explanation mark here, so we will make this look cute. cute. It's probably really tall. Maybe I should rethink this. Hold, please. Do we have time? We got 8 minutes. 6, yeah, we got 8 minutes. Let me make this a little bit bigger and I can cut it down. Since my letters are too tall, I don't want to look, I like the explanation, the little explanation thingy. No, I want that on there. Okay, why am I whining? Yeah. Hold on, we can do 3 at one time now that we, oops. Eek. Okay, let's try this. Throw that one over there. Get in your corner. Whoops, I put it backwards. It's gonna make it go like this. We're going the wrong way. Okay. All right, friends. I'm new to this, you know. I just started yesterday. Nothing to see here. All right. Boom. Knock that out. Now we just got to get rid of the 2 and use the E again. All right, here we go. There we go. Well, that's a little bit darker. It's okay. It's all right. So I'm going to try, let me see if I can get the edges of this a little bit. No, I'm not going to do that. Stop. Don't do it. What are you thinking? Usually I'm not. That's the problem. Let's throw these over here in the thing and clean them up and throw them over here. Sit them right there so we can move on to what I really wanted to do, which is go back with our grunge and grunge this up. Now let's just trim this down a little bit. Trim this down a little bit. It doesn't need to be super huge. Okay. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Shake your grunge just a little bit. Miss Kelly, how you... Oh, how did I come up with my page name? My page name is named after my grandmother's. Rowena May inspired. My grandmother's names are Rowena and Rena May. And I took their names and put them together and voila, I came up with Rowena May inspired. My grandma Rowena was an amazing seamstress and my grandma Rena May was an amazing cook. And so they've kind of inspired me to try to find, you know, passion in something that they had passion in their lives. And so when I wanted something unique, that's what I came up with, and I just love it. I love it. All right, so here we go. Just gonna grunge up this material. So it's gonna have a little bit of coffee, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of water. And I love that look, and I love how it just got a big old chunk of cinnamon in there. Let me dry that real quick. You guys, I hope you are a part of the Mischievous Crafty Friends group because we have events once a month, the second Sunday of the month, and they're always a theme. So you'll have to come back next month. After you finish today, come back next month. And I don't remember, oh, I think next month is crafting, crafting with a book, I think. Oh Lord, we're going to get some Karen's, oops, maybe I shouldn't have said that name. We're going to get some upset people. You know. Whoops. We're going to get some upset people crafting with books because people just get their bees in their bonnets when people do things to books. So, hello, Miss Alita. How are you, friend? Okay, you guys. Now that it's dry, you can see that it's stained up and it's got the little cinnamon there. I've got a little rusty safety pin here. I'm gonna, I cracked myself up, you guys. I'm sorry. If the voice is in my head. voices in my head. They're laughing with me. All right, I'm just poking this through here. How much time do I have? 3 minutes. Poking this through here, and it's just this is just a faux. This is a real safety pin, but it's not really. I'm not poking it to the hat. It's just going to be on the tag to make it look like it went through the hat, but it really didn't, because we're not playing that game. We're just going to put it in here. It's going to look like our little witch hat that has a little eek tag on it. So put a little glue on the back of it. Eek. Now wait till I show you how you can display this, because I just loved it. I loved it. So I'm gonna have to work on figuring out a little cute little primitive spider, because that would look cute. Look at you guys. Look. Bees in their bonnet. I know. Don't you love? Those are all my old sayings from my grandmother's. Bees isn't it like bees in your bonnet? Got a little bee in your bonnet? You're dead. I know you are. Okay, are you guys ready? Look, we put the hole in it, remember? So we have this, what is this, a spool, spindle? I don't know. Miss Marilyn will set me straight. But you can slide this right in, and look. Look. Is it awesome? Put that right in your, you can kind of like tip it up or tip it down like that. Now I've got the other one I did earlier. Here's the one I did earlier when I was watching the other gals. So that one's got a little bit more of a little, look at the cricket. They're different. I mean, I just put this one on a little candlestick. It's got a little star with 31 and some Sweet Annie. Aren't those adorable, you guys? Oh, Krista, I laughed way too hard. See, that's why I'm a part of the Mischievous Crafty Friends group, because the things that just come out of your mouth. So this one, you guys, because this is a little bit smaller, I shoved some tissue paper up in here so that it would sit up a little bit, because it was going to go all the way down. Aren't these so sweet though, you guys? How easy and cute. And they're both different. And I mean, I think they're just, I don't even really decorate for Halloween, but I think they're just so cute. But how easy was that, you guys? I hope you guys give this a try. You like them both? Thank you so much. I think they're adorable. So sneaky. And there's so many different ways you could do it. You could put regular material. I actually had some, material here. We could have used this material if we wanted to, but I really like the coffee stain, the muslin, or the grunge stain. You guys, I have to go. Up next is Miss Marilyn and Mr. John with Done By Me. Have a great rest of your day. It looks like the Lions are kicking the Bears rear ends right now. Hope it keeps going that way. Have a great day. Bye-bye.